Hello everyone, this is Pawan, the director of this film called Lucia. It's a Kannada film, and this is my first video blog. All these days I used to write down blogs and publish it in my website or the Home Talkies website or the Lucia website. But today I felt like just doing a video blog, so this would be my first video blog. And there are two things. One is that this is a completely unedited version, so this could go on for long. And there is, I'm just going to speak. So, how I used to write, and at least when I write blogs, I tend to correct things and try to put it appropriately. But I guess I thought in a video blog, let it be very personal. And why am I speaking in English? There are two reasons. One wanted to speak the whole thing in Kannada, but it's just that I'm completely out of resources to get it subtitled. It's going to take too much time. And the second reason being, I want to reach out to people who probably don't know Kannada, because the content that I want to share with you all is something that I'm sure is beyond any particular language or my film. So, for those who don't know much about Lucia, I'll try to summarize it in a line or two. So, Lucia is a film that I've been making for about 18 months now. It's a Kannada film. The unique things about it is that it's the first crowd-funded Kannada film. So, we raised about 51 lakh about in last Feb 2012 to make this film. People from all over the world came across, put in the money to make this, and we shot it over a period of I think 12 months. And we have managed to do a good job at the film, because the film actually won the best film award at the London Indian Film Festival, which concluded about a week ago. So pretty happy, and there's a huge following. People are waiting for this film, and this is the film. So the film is ready, and it's ready to go to a theater. Uh, 12 months ago, it was a huge script, and now it's in this little hard disk. And here I am, the storyteller, and there you are, the audience. And here is the film. But you know what's the tricky bit? That it's so difficult to give this to you. It's really so difficult. I think it's so much more easier to make the film than to really give this film to you to watch the film. And I'm sometimes so tempted to just upload it on Home Talkers or on YouTube and just make people watch, because it's so ready. And the things that separate us, the storyteller and the audience, is the system that is there. The system which basically takes a film, puts it in the theater, and you come to the theater and you watch it in the theater. Of course, a film is great when you watch it in the theater, because when we shoot, we do think of how it looks on the big screen, and when we put sound to it, we do work pretty hard to make sure that the surround sound works. So it's like a film. The best way for the film to reach out to you is in a theater. So we are working pretty hard. There are a lot of people who keep asking me day and night, when are you going to release it? Trust me, I don't want to hold it in my hand. I really want to put it out. It's just so tricky. I think till you get your film into a hard disk like this, it's art, it's management, it's what you as a director, as a producer, as a writer, as a team can do. But once it gets into this format, it's completely business, and it's so much of politics. It's especially for a film like Lucia, which is a completely independent film. So let's see what an independent film is. Because this film, as I said, is completely crowd-funded, which means that we didn't have a single producer. We had a lot of people who were passionate about making a good Kannada film, putting in a lot of money. And the team, which was on the creative side, is me and the rest of the team, like my DOP, my music director, the actors. So everyone came into this project saying that let's do something that's really path-breaking, that's really different. Let's do it from the heart. We are all artists at the end of it. So and we did that. We never thought of how we are going to sell this film. While we made this film, we only were trying to tell you a good story. And thanks to the London Indian Film Festival, we figured that we have really succeeded in doing that, because the audience who were there, about 300 plus audience, loved the film, and we even got the award. So that kind of says that we have delivered a good quality film. But how do we now release it in? Somebody's pinging me. Let me just shut that. Otherwise, it's going to. Yeah. So how do we release this film in India or in Bangalore per se? I'll tell you the challenges that I'm going through. Okay, so it's you might think it's funny because our music is a hit, and the film has got so much reviews. We won international awards. Even the whole project won international attention during British Council, who gave us a Young Creative Entrepreneur Award. So if you compare Lucia as a Kannada film with any other film, it has so many plus points to it. Like, we introduced a new music director who's a rage. I mean, whose songs have been a hit. We introduced new singers. We got singers from Mandya and other places who are all proper Kannada people, and the script is original. It's not even a remake. So you see, this is ideally a film which we all have been wanting to make, right? Now you would wonder that once you make a film like this, it must be so easy to bring it out in the market, that there must be buyers waiting to buy a film like this. But the truth is that we don't have a buyer. You might have heard of something called as satellite rights. You might have heard of distributors who buy your film and who bring it out to you, the audience. And I have no I don't feel bad or anything in saying it, but we really don't have it even after doing all these things. And why is that? Why is it that I have no clue. I have no clue. The only things that I can think of is that the buyer must be thinking that this is a firm that won't sell. Though it shocks me, because there are live reviews of people who have written blogs, have written reviews in the papers, have done video reviews as well, and yet there is no faith. So, and in terms of, I have no idea why a Kannada film, which is a remake, sells at big number, whereas we haven't been able to really get such an offer. It shocks us, because we've been thinking that, okay, so we have hyped the film up so much, and we have met the expectations, so this should somewhere give us enough money to do a grand release. But I'm sorry, it's not happening. So what are our options? Let's not complain about what's happening, because when we started making the film, we did not complain about anything. If we had problems, we would find a way to solve it, and that's the only reason why the whole film got done in such a low budget. None of us got paid. Haven't got paid for like 2 years, and my hero or my DOP, they all have worked for really low price, low cost. So only once the film releases will they all make any money out of it. So if you see, it's only because of passion that we did this. But so it's really easy for me to just put it up online and just let you all watch it. But there's so much of investment, there's so much of financial investment. I need to return the money which we took, so it means that I have to somehow manage to sell this film. And so let's see our problems, and let's try to find a solution. And why do I want a solution from you as well? Because I think somewhere when we started Project Lucia, it was not about me making a film. It probably started off about a script called Lucia, which had to become a film. But eventually, as soon as it became a crowd-funded film, I think it became our project. A project wherein we would look for talented people from within our own state, give them the right jobs, give them the jobs they deserve, bring their talent out, and also make a good, sensible film which will give us international recognition. And I think we did meet all of that. You know about it. So I think somewhere now it comes to releasing the film, you share the equal responsibility of making sure that this film reaches out better than a remake film, better than another language film, which basically is there in Karnataka. If you see, a Hindi film is if a Hindi film is releasing on the 9th of August, we're all scared. We are like, okay, let's not come on 9th. Let the Hindi film come, let it do its business and go away, and then we'll bring our Kannada film. So I always wonder, why are we so scared to even release our own film in our own state? It's a Kannada film. It should be in high demand, but that's not the reality, and I don't think that will be the reality for at least another 2 3 years. If we keep making quality films, it might change. Otherwise, it's gonna go still worse. So as let's come back to solving the problem. Now the problem is that we don't have enough funds because we used up everything to make the film, and so we need a lot of money to really bring this out in the theaters. With what we have, we can do a very small multiplex release, and within 2 weeks, the film will be done with its theatrical release, and it's out of theaters. That's it. That's going to be the end of this film and our 2 years of work. But I and my entire team and people who have seen it in London feel that this film deserves a much better release, deserves to be seen by many more people. So that's one problem that we have to solve: how to take it out to more people within Karnataka. The second problem is how to make this film reach out to people who are outside India. Now everyone's been sending me emails, at least for the last 1 week, saying, "Will you release it in US? Will you release this film in Hong Kong? Will you release this in Ireland, in UK, Japan?" I've been really getting these mails. I'm not kidding. But trust me, it's a great feeling to have a worldwide release of a film. Hindi, Tamil, everybody has been doing it pretty easily. It's all set up. Like when I was in London premiering our film, I could see that there was Singham, there was a Telugu film listed as any other English film listed in the board. But of course, there was no Kannada film. And I have been doing a lot of research on why it is so difficult to have a worldwide release of a Kannada film. Many of you might not know, and that is why you all send me those requests saying release the film in your country, and you might also say complain or say that KFI is not interested in releasing the film. It's not true, like why would we not be interested in releasing a film if there's a market for it? The truth is that in any country we release the film, I think other than Mungaru Male, there hasn't been a film which has crossed more than 3 or 4 shows, and the number of people who turn up for those shows is pretty low, about 100 people. So when we look at the cost in shipping a film to a particular country, renting out a theater and screening the film there and collecting a ticket money out of it, most of the time the producer is in loss or would have just about recovered that much money. And that is precisely the reason why no one's even considering those markets. So I've been having a conversation with somebody in Germany who wants to release the film. So they said they can do 3 shows, and because of the hype that Lucia has gathered, there could be very good turnout. Say, guess how much is a good turnout? It's 300 to 400 people. And out of that 400 people, even if you put 10 euros each, we are effectively looking at 4,000 euros. And more than half of that money goes to the theater. A little bit more goes to the whole putting up the film, shipping the film, the codes to put the film up. So eventually, as a production team, we would be making so less that it would be of no use to send the whole film. Yes, the feeling of having 400 people watching it in a theater in Germany is great, but can we survive on that great feeling? Can we make another Lucia if we have just great feeling? No, if to make another Lucia, we need more funds to come in. We need this production house called Audience Films to be self-sustaining. We can do 2 more Lucias probably next year. We could be having so many more Purna Chandras coming out and doing good music. We can have great actors like Satish Neenasam to become leads and write stories, more sensible stories. We can probably enter more film festivals. So you see, it's really important that this film does good business. So we have to really work out logically. Okay, so many of you have been aware of what we called as the pre-order. I think we launched it in February, and since February we have been able to convince about 700 people across the globe to pre-order, and we have raised about 10 lakh rupees as of yesterday. That's a great number for because it's such a new concept. Such a new concept that people around the world are now trying to do it, but it's very difficult to understand, make you understand how effective it is. And I guess that is why I had to do this video, because this is the best way to tell you how effective the whole pre-order idea is. Now, as I said, let's not complain. Let's not whine about how we don't have distributors or we don't have anyone who wants to buy our film. Now, let's set our goals that we have to release this film in Karnataka as, on par with any other big budget film or a remake film does. And our second goal is that we have to reach out to everybody who's across the globe who wants to watch Lucia. I think the best solution for this is that we do not aim at a theatrical release outside Karnataka, because one, it is absolutely not cost effective. So you all must be aware of Home Talkers, which is an online movie viewing portal which we created for Kannada films specifically. Now, Home Talkers is the best way to get this movie to people across the globe. That I can assure you. And I know you miss the feeling of watching it in a theater, but at least for 2 years we have to find more audience who will come to the theater. So that's when we can think of that. Till then, let's just find more audience who want to watch more Kannada films. Um, so if the film has to go on Home Talkers, which means that you are paying effectively about $10 to watch the film. Now, when I was in London, I had to pay £15 to watch a film in a theater. But when you watch a film on Home Talkers, it's about £6, and it's not just you. Our entire family can sit and watch this film in HD, and it plays, on your big screen with surround sound. So that's something very cost effective for you who's sitting in UK or US or anywhere. You're not even traveling. You don't have to spend on your travel, you don't have to spend on popcorns, you're just watching it at your house. But that little money that you're going to spend on watching it legally online is going to help us do a good theatrical release in India. So you see, we have to work together in making this happen. A film like Lucia, if it deserves to go and have a big theatrical release, then we need the pre-orders to go very high up. And in pre-orders, we have come up with something called as a distribution right. This is a path-breaking idea. Trust me, I don't think you all are able to see what's going to happen with that. For example, now 700 people have bought the film, who have pre-ordered the film. So all 700 of them have some percentage in the sales of the film. So how do I explain this? Let's say you pay 2,500 rupees to pre-order Lucia. So that 2,500 comes to our account, and you get a unique code. Okay, so you just have to use that code, put it up in your blog, if you have a blog, or you can create a blog, or if you don't want to do any of it, you can just share that code with your friends on your email, or on your Facebook, or on your Twitter, or anywhere. Okay, so you will get to watch Lucia 1. Second, for 2,500, I think you get a DVD. And third, you also get this 50% share. So when you just tell people or your friends that, hey, watch Lucia on this link, and whenever they use that link and watch the film, they are going to pay $10 to watch the film, and $5 comes to you. And I'm not saying that use this to make money. I would rather say that use this to make money. It's only when you find financial interest in something that you spend time on that you will come back to doing this. So one, do it, because this is the only way we can make a good independent cinema culture to stay alive. Second, do it because that's the way we are going to reach out to more number of people. And third, do it because we will thank you by paying you the money. And I think you don't have to do it like some people called it Amway, or any other network marketing. This I would feel is not really network marketing. I'm actually trying to say that you have my film. Let's say you have my film, and you're telling 10 people to watch this film. I'm just telling you that, hey, because you marketed it to 10 people, take this money from me. It's just that. So and it's all digital. It's in fact taken care by a company called Distrify who are in UK, and it all happens automatic. So you don't have to worry that, hey, now I pay and this guy might cheat me. It's not going to happen. So look at it as a small effort that you're doing, like we have done it for the last 2 years. And if this your bit is to just make sure that you pre-order, because we are going to use the fund to release the film in India. And once it's released in India, say about 2 to 3 weeks of theatrical release, we are going to put it up online, and the film is all yours. You can distribute it to how many other people you want all your life. Those codes are going to stay the same way. And so you might wonder, oh, I don't have friends. I don't have friends who will watch this film. You might be in India and you might say that the internet connection here is so bad that who would want to watch it online? I completely agree. This pre-order thing is not to be seen in India, though that option is open, but I understand that our internet speeds are not good enough to do a good job of streaming. So what people in India can do is, you buy the pre-order, you are getting a distribution right. Take those codes, set up a blog. It's like an hour's job or less than an hour's job, and then start leaving your blog link. People, everybody these days knows somebody outside. Tell your friends that this is your only way to watch this film, and they're going to use your blog to watch the film, though you will be watching the film in the theater. So I guess I'm able to communicate and able to make you understand that how important this process is. And why do we have to do this? Someone might say, why are you not using Yogaraj Bhatt's help, or any of, because with Life Vishnane or with my history, I can really go seek help of some big names. But my idea is that we need to be independent. We of course a call to Yogaraj Bhatt will make things easier for me. But what about another guy who wants to make Lucia or any other film in the future? And does he still need to have big name as his friends? So I'm trying to set up a system called Audience Film, which is completely independent in production and distribution. So audience really choose the filmmaker that they like, and they give him the money to make the film, and they then buy the film from him. We are cutting down the market pressures which tweak the quality of the film, which brings in your item songs, which bring in your unwanted violence. So we can completely do away with those things if you and the filmmaker join hands. If this video didn't make sense to you and if you understood nothing, I would still say go pre-order, because once the process starts, you will see how effective it is. You will see that whatever I was saying makes sense. So what am I looking at? We have about 700 pre-orders, which has given us about 10 lakh. And to do a very good theatrical release in Karnataka, which is on par with a good decent film, would cost us about 50 lakh. So let's say we need 700 into 4, what's that? So 3,500 pre-orders is what we totally need. We have 700 of those. So I'm keeping August 15th as the deadline, because beyond that I can't delay the film anymore, because I'm tired of it. I really want to release this film and do something new. And see, I would through this video want to tell you that make this your film as well. We have done our job of making the film. So beyond this, I can't do anything more other than bringing it out to the theater. And to bring it to the theater, what I need is your help to make sure that it succeeds. Now, what would happen if we don't collaborate? What would happen is that the system fails. The idea of doing a film like this fails. The trade analysts who believe that a film like this will never succeed commercially, they win. And when they win, we all have to either go back to making films like that, or we just have to move to industries which encourage films like this. I think somewhere there are industries which is bigger than our industry who have been able to sustain films like this. I think we can reach there sooner if we find a solution together. You know, there were few speculations about how this fund is going to make me rich, and or was that it's a complete scam. Now let's look at it this way. Yes, yes, it's going to, if we really are able to raise the 50 lakh, then we are going to get this chunk of money which we're going to use to do a theatrical release. And let's say the film is a hit in the theatrical release, then we're going to get a lot more money. But do you think somebody like me who spends last 10-15 minutes making a video like this, or spends 2 years to make a film like this, is going to take that money and run away? All that we're going to do is we're going to fund more films to be made this way. We're going to find new directors and writers who haven't been able to get through to producers to make this film. So we're going to fund those films with that money. That's all we're going to do, because that's where my interest lies, or my entire team's interest lies. But anyway, as I said, you are not risking too much. You're only pre-ordering a film. You're not donating. Let's make that clear. By pre-order, you are not donating. I hate working in a system where you have to donate. So you are buying something. It's just that you're buying it a few weeks earlier, and you're also buying a tool using which you can make a lot more money than you actually spend on buying this pre-order. Anything new in the beginning has been very confusing. We have seen it in our history. So this is something new. This is something an independent filmmaker or an independent artist can use, not only in Kannada. I made this video in English so that people in other languages who are suffering like independent artists like ourselves to make a film can follow the same model and do something pathbreaking. So go ahead, build a network with your audience and try to make it work. We have kind of built a network and made this happen. We have reached the almost like 85% of the we have won that part of the battle. Now the last bit, which is to make this film reach out, remains. I guess that's about it. That is my video blog, and this is my final attempt in trying to get you all to understand how important it is for us to collaborate. If by August 15th, which coincidentally is the Independence Day, I chose that date because will it be the independence for independent artists? Will it really mark that day for us, for independent artists to be free of market pressures? So after 15th, if we are able to raise enough funds to do a great release of this film, then directors like me, writers like me can write what we like. Actors like Satish can do films that they like. Music directors like Purna Chandra don't have to go back to their software jobs. They can continue to do music that they like. So, and you get to watch good stuff. So I guess I've spoken enough, and let's see how effective this video is. If it fails, no hard feelings. I'll do a film again somehow. See you. Thank you for watching, and I'm surprised that you stayed for so long to watch this. Bye.